This is Tacoma, Washington. 228,000 people call this place home. About a year ago, it became my home too.
I left my small town in 2023 in search of adventure and purpose. As I traveled the country, I found plenty of adventure, but not quite the purpose I was looking for. I knew I wanted to change the world for the better, but looking around at all the problems of the world, it just felt way too overwhelming. Luckily for me, I met many amazing people who inspired me to realize the power each individual can add to the collective effort. Knowing it was time to put down roots, I came home to Washington.
Okay. While I was traveling, a friend asked me what I thought the year would look like by 2999. I never really considered it further than just assuming that the world would be over by then, but something has shifted in me. I felt the weight of the importance of that seemingly trivial question. I told him that in 2999 that the world would have a million genders because people would have realized that it's socially constructed. It doesn't actually really matter, and they would just let people be themselves. And the people had worked together, worked really hard to break our reliance on fossil fuels. They cleaned up much of the pollution, and every year was cleaner than the last. No more climate crisis. No one went hungry either. Why should anyone go hungry when there's enough food to feed everybody? No more wars. What's the point of fighting when everyone has what they need? In my new answer, I found the importance of hope. Martin Luther King Jr. taught us the importance of having a dream, the necessity of fighting faithfully in hope of a future some say is pure fantasy. So there I am, back in Washington with a renewed fire, but not really sure where to go next. So I took to social media, and I was able to find different protests and rallies against, the fascist government in Washington currently, and against the genocide in Gaza. And that's where I met community members, community organizers with the Party for Socialism and Liberation. They invited me to their summer school program, and I was able to join and learn so much more about class struggle and what it means to be collective. It was there that I learned more about the history of the class struggle and systems of governance. I realized that my education is an important tool for fighting the issues our communities are facing today. Understanding the current systems and learning alternate systems that can address and solve our most pressing issues is paramount. As Drapenwald Kimmerer succinctly puts it in Braiding Sweetgrass, modern capitalist societies, however richly endowed, dedicate themselves to the proposition of scarcity. Inequality of economic means is the first principle of the world's wealthiest peoples. The shortage is due not to how much material wealth there actually is, but to the way in which it is exchanged or circulated. The market system artificially creates scarcity by blocking the flow between the source and the consumer. Grain may rot in the warehouse where hungry people starve because they cannot pay for it. The result is famine for some and disease of excess for others. The very earth that sustains us is being destroyed to fuel injustice. In this passage, she highlights the injustice of inequality people face across the class divide and how our planet pays the price. This economic system affects all of us within our local communities and our broader global community. Even as I hold tightly to my spirit of optimism in the face of this adversity, I struggle to figure out how to bridge the gap of that imagined idyllic future of economic justice with the concrete capitalist reality of today. I found inspiration in another passage in Braiding Sweetgrass, where Kimmerer writes, "The trees act not as individuals, but somehow as a collective. Exactly how they do this, we don't yet know. We see it as the power of unity. What happens to one of us happens to all. We can starve together or we can feast together." Hearing this message from the natural world reminds me that collective cooperation has been done before. Nature is the blueprint. While returning to school, I intend to continue my community involvement with the Party for Socialism and Liberation, organizing with Tacoma for All to unite tenants, workers, and community members, and volunteering with Tacoma Rescue Mission to ensure our neighbors get fed. During my education, I hope to find the exact path forward for my part in collective action as we fight for the rights and dignities of everyone in our communities, large and small.